Hello and welcome everybody to the latest episode of the War of Inheritance. When last we left our heroes, they had just finished celebrating Midastide and were heading off on the good ship yet to be named. Stay tuned because it's going to happen in the break.
It's a long name, we're working on it.
To stop at several points along the Ellesmere and then to Krassos, shouts Sir Darius.
From the back of the boat.
We're handing in some side quests, chat. We're just going to sort of do a quick round.
Collect the gems.
Where are you heading first?
To the temple.
actually,
the temple.
Swimming pool.
The swimming pool.
Who's closer in a straight line?
Swimming pool.
Swimming pool.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, because Balthazar we went to after the swimming pool.
It's fine, but are they in the same direction?
Broadly, yes.
Fine, okay.
Balthazar is north. Swimming pool is on
Brilliant.
the
So
river.
you are heading
we'll
to
do
the
that.
Isle of Mist. The Isle of Mist, which is at a little point along the Ellesmere, there is an island that is permanently shrouded in what turned out to be steam. Hello, Silver Fox. And it takes you approximately a day to get there. The boat you have has been well provisioned, all of the supplies and everything that you asked for. Freya is steering the boat. Please roll me a straight d20 plus your dex.
7.
7. It is slow going, and so there is a small crew that is assigned to this boat, and they are sufficient to steer it. And the pilot is there going, very aware that you outrank him.
He's basically making that noise the entire
time. Yeah. It's not you. That's fine. Yeah, that should turn like that. That's okay.
I know, right?
Watch this.
I'm going to do a sweet jump.
I'm going to make a donut.
I'm going to do a donut. Hang on, it's going to be really slow. So there is a. You arrive at the Isle of Mist, and there is a sound along the bottom of the boat and shouting from down below. The pilot says, "I think I'd better take over from this, my lady."
You may.
And
Hey, Liquid Lily.
you grab hold, hello, and the pilot takes hold of the steering wheel, and everyone who was on deck runs down to try and deal with the problem that has just been caused. Whatever, man, shoals, what are they? And you can see...
What are they?
Yeah. I'm a noble, I didn't need to learn that. You can all feel the heat coming from the Isle of Mist. It is warming and slightly cleansing. All of your pores are very open.
Jorg twitches gently in the background. And, yeah.
I'm going to get the ring that has the fire elemental in it.
Sure.
And head up onto land. Who coming with me?
Is this something for you, Niamh? Is this something for you to do alone, Niamh?
Once again, hands and volume.
Is this something for you to do alone, Niamh?
Nope. I think this is definitely a thing to have lots of people with, just in case the giant crab turns up.
Okay.
Because I think the giant crab is technically friendly, but sort of like how a big dog is friendly. Maybe too friendly.
Oh, Jeff.
So you head on into the Isle of Mist. Visibility is quite poor and it is very warm, but you can make your way towards the temple structure that you've been in before. It's an old bathhouse, as you now recognise, and it is no longer, because you killed them all, filled with salamanders.
Yes.
No, that's not true. One got away.
One got away, that's true. It is no longer filled with salamanders, and...
Or like mud beasts.
Your fox is dancing around.
Not my fox.
And seems very happy here in the mist.
Really?
Really.
Has Pog turned back up yet?
Pog has not yet returned.
Okay.
But your fox is dancing around, playing in the mist, and chasing and nipping at patches of mist.
Oh, amazing, yes. Are they squeaking
And
angrily?
the patches of mist start to squeak a little bit, and they coalesce into forms and shoo at the fox, who runs through them. Your fox is having a great time here.
Marvellous.
You make your way without incident through the temple. It is really warm, and you pass through the 3 different pools and the areas that you met before, and you start to make your way. I'll take a perception check from everybody as you got off the boat, actually.
Nice.
That's important.
Oh,
Is that a nat 1?
No.
Oh, okay. But it's a fail.
It's a very nice one.
Good.
Mine was a nat 1.
That sounds like that's fine.
20.
Perception 20. Fantastic.
Ooh.
Jorg.
Yes.
As Niamh runs off after
Off
her
the boat.
elemental fox,
Yeah.
going, wait, you notice that there is, it's very hard to see through the steam, but there is another boat moored up this island.
We're expecting guests, Niamh.
What? Guests?
What's the style of the boat?
The style of the boat is simple, cheap.
There's another.
Not like this boat, the good ship,
we-
not yet named ship.
Did we? Did I notice this like while we're still within hailing distance of our boat?
It's you could go back to your boat quite easily, yeah.
I'll do that and just make people aware that there might be somebody else on the island.
Sure. They're busy mooring your boat and trying to patch up a hole.
Sure, but it's better that they're aware that there's possibly other people
Sure.
here than not.
Lord Tyndall has asked if he should come with you or stay with the boat.
I'm with.
Right, here we go then. Darius gets off the boat as well. Clang, clang, clang,
You might want to
clang.
take that off, Darius.
I might not.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
trust me, you're gonna love this place.
Alright, here we go. Chat says you should call the boat Lord Bucks' inevitable betrayal.
But spelled backwards. Just in case you
Just in
One day
case
he'll
you
see
read
it in a
it.
mirror and go.
Alright, and you make your way through the mist. You all sticking together. You got a nat 1 on your perception,
I
which
really
is
did.
fantastic news. So you're chasing off after Fox, who is very keen to head down into the temple. And bounding away, you see that the passageway that leads down has still been is still open. The chest that moved aside to reveal the steps down is still there, and Fox is going straight for that. You got a nat 1 on your perception check. So Niamh's in the lead. Who is following after Niamh? All right, Tyndall is rushing to try and keep pace with you, Freya, and Darius is desperately trying to keep pace with him.
Back.
So everybody go running off, and bringing up the rear are Iris and Jorg going. I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
sure.
There's only so much physical exertion I'm looking to do while I'm in full chainmail in this place.
I'm excitedly describing to Tinder what happened last time.
Okay. Really? Tell me more about the swimming pool, says Tyndall.
It wasn't very friendly.
That is.
But I
a shame.
hope it will be friendly to us this time.
All right.
Seeing as we're bringing its husband back? Wife? I don't know.
Partner.
Swimming pools.
Indeed. This is a deeper tale than I had thought.
Yeah,
Deeper, like a swimming pool is deeper.
Yeah, yes.
Let's carry on.
Please, can we?
Niamh, you have headed in and on your...
Careful, Fox, careful, it's dangerous.
Right, you just start rushing down, and you see... In fact, you don't see anything. Nat 1 on your perception. Great. You're just chasing after Fox
Yeah.
through the steam, and
Fox, don't go so fast. There's all sorts of dangerous things down here.
there certainly are. You come running almost face to face with a giant crab.
Oh,
It
no.
has shiny golden orange armor. It is King Crab that you met before.
It is King Crab.
Crab?
Hello, King Crab.
Very thermally resistant.
King Crab looks at you,
Okay.
and it reaches in to try and pincer you.
I'm going.
You have started to make your way down the channel towards the... There's a thin, narrow ledge at the edge of a boiling lake, across which there are a series of stepping stones which take you to the central island. You are in the passageway down to the narrow ledge.
Can I do things with a swim speed now?
You can.
A wild shape.
Yes.
I'm going
yes, you
to
can.
wild shape into the biggest octopus I can think of.
Yup. I mean, yeah, that's a thing you can do.
How big is that?
Crabtopus.
Pretty big.
Right, cool. Okay, so the crab goes to grab you, and it does grab at one of your arms, which morphs in its grasp into the shape of a tentacle. And suddenly, Niamh's form rides and transfigures, and where once Niamh was, there is now a fairly large octopus who suckers around the crab.
With a wand in each tentacle.
Freya, you and Tyndall are heading down as slowly as you can with Darius, who barely fits in all of his armour, into the tunnel. And you come across a octopus wrapped around a giant crab.
Yes.
I am hoping that giant crab is freaking out.
Good. This giant crab is attempting to remove an octopus from itself.
Great.
Do you reckon you could roll under it, Tyndall?
I
know I can.
Under the crab?
Yeah.
I can certainly try. Let's do it together.
Okay.
All right. Roll me an acrobatics check.
15.
15 is much better than what Tyndall gets. Tyndall, here we go. Tyndall rolls, and suddenly you do a perfect somersault through the legs and come out the other side, adjusting your hat, and look back to see that now there is a crab, octopus, Tyndall pile-up in the middle of the corridor. And Darius immediately goes, "Get off!" draws his sword and comes in to try and, I guess, chop up both the crab and the octopus. At which point, Jorg, you and Iris turn up and see Darius attacking an octopus crab Tyndall. This session went exactly to plan.
I will. I think you're free. Jorg is just not expecting this. I don't think he was expecting a relatively leisurely wander down.
This crab is freaking out. How's this crab dealing with it? How's it managed to? Can you make me an opposed athletics check?
Opposed athletics.
That is
Plus
correct.
plus athletics.
Probably quite good for grappling.
Yes,
so just
absolutely.
roll me a dice and let's treat it as plus 5 for you.
grapple checks.
Haha.
18.
18. Okay, so you have tied the crab. So this crab is managing to, just as it presses one of your tentacles off it, you stuck her back on in a different direction. You are distracting this crab successfully.
Good.
Along with everyone else.
You're also aware that you are at some point going to need to breathe.
Breathe?
Yeah, octopuses are aquatic creatures.
They can do well.
They can do. You're doing all right. You're holding your breath. But
I'm going to try and extricate Lord Tyndall.
okay, between the combined efforts of you and Sir Darius is going to attack. He's going to attack, I guess, indiscriminately as long as it's not Lord Tyndall.
Sure, you are correct.
There's a and the crab's armor shakes. Can you take me 2 points of octopus damage? It's fine. It's all going to go away when you change back. As he slices his sword in, skitters underneath the octopus tentacles and starts trying to prise the octopus tentacles off the crab. Jorg, can you make me a athletics with advantage? Because Darius is helping you to try and free Lord Tyndall. Marv, help!
1 second, darling. 20.
20, yeah, that's enough.
1 second, darling.
You have freed Lord Tyndall from the octopus crab melee, and Lord Tyndall staggers backwards. Wait.
Hello, my lord.
He tries to push past you again and reaches in.
What are you doing?
My hat! Which he reclaims, and your
You two really
fiancé
are
comes and stands
very
next
much
to you,
made
Freya.
for each other, aren't you, my lord?
Chat says they weren't expecting tentacles. Today gets better and better. So now we have, this crab is. Make me another athletics check. Let's see what happens.
18.
Yeah, the crab it's much better. The crab gets a 22. Go crab. This octopus is being lifted up by the crab, and one of its tentacles is sliced off and lands on the floor. It immediately melts and dissolves into a pool of water and fades into the ground.
Okay.
Iris and Jorg, what do you do?
Who are we rooting for in this? Nee? Who are we rooting for in this? Nee?
I'm gonna try and get free
Sure.
and climb over the top of the crab to join everybody else.
Okay.
There's an octopus going towards us.
Right. Freya, can you please roll me an insight check?
Ooh, how are you at reading on
12.
12. Okay, 12 is not.
The spell save DC.
12 is not terrible. Tyndall says, "It's coming for me." He tries to back down the corridor as the octopus starts to make its way off the crab, and
I imagine me and Darius form up.
Yeah, you and Darius get in front of the octopus. Yes, you're around.
Well, he's got a shield as well, right?
He does, so yeah, you can, both of you, bring shields to bear. Iris.
What are octopuses scared of?
Batter?
Fire.
Thank you.
I'm going to, I don't know, sharks. Let's try that. I'm going to have a minor illusion of a shark, just a static image.
Great, so
The octopus rolls its eyes.
two Browter fighters come and stand to try and defend Freya and Tyndall from this octopus that seems intent on claiming him. And
I mean,
Iris
who wouldn't?
conjures up a minor illusion of a shark suddenly breaching forth from the shield. And the octopus does not react at all and continues. Niamh, what are you doing?
I'm going to come out of wild shape now that I've proved the crab.
Okay, Niamh, the octopus, in quite a gross transformation scene, which is tastefully shrouded in mist due to the environment, reforms into Niamh.
Ah.
Oh,
Yes, I knew
Oh.
that was what was happening. Well done, Niamh. Good.
Never mind.
Good job.
Never mind. Come on.
What was
quick.
your
Before we-
what was your plan there?
Worked fine.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Wait, there's still a giant crab.
Octopodes eat crabs.
Yeah,
I freaked that crab right out.
the giant crab is retreating up the corridor.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
can
I
see.
don't need none of this.
Okay.
King crab.
When the big bad
turn sideways
approaches,
and
be
scuttles off.
aggressively weird.
I will
summon
remember that
confetti.
for the future.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's the one way to derail the GM's plans. Well, what if I... Yeah, okay.
What if I try and hug it? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it hasn't had enough physical contact in its life.
So you make your way down to the ledge.
Give it all hugs.
You are now standing. You can feel the heat of the water from here. It is scalding hot. Jorg, you carry a permanent physical reminder.
I'm
of how
staying
hot
near the
this
back
is.
of
I
this.
forgot.
And just about through the mist, you can see there is an island with a temple that you have been in before.
So Darius, there is a long list of things that I would suggest not doing. This is one of them.
Right.
If Niamh, you need to go over there and talk with your friend, then do so. But I'm staying this side of this.
All right.
Have you still got any rope?
Yeah,
Freya?
yeah.
And I'll if one of you wants to run a line off, I'll anchor it on this end.
Perfect. Keep an eye out for King Crab. I will head across.
I mean,
All right. So, Niamh, can you make me? Can you remember the pathway across the rocks?
So the green ones are really slippery.
It was a jumping puzzle. Simply, right? You know what? The answer is yes,
Yes,
you
you
can.
can.
I'm not gonna mess around with that. You can totally remember the pathway across. So you can make your way there.
Yep.
In fact, Fox will show you. Fox will leap down into the water, which is boiling hot, and
That's fine. for
doesn't mind. It's a
elemental
water fox, yeah, and it will scrabble up onto a boulder and wait for you. And the oozes are all gone now, so you've dealt with them with Moonbeam.
Yeah.
So, Iris, you staying up on the ledge, or are you coming into the temple?
No, I'll come down as well.
That's fine.
I'm actually going to back into the corridor a bit.
That's fine.
Yeah, away from the heat.
It's a good choice. And so Niamh takes the lead. Tyndall tries to jump after her with Freya, and there's a no, you don't. And Darius reaches out and grabs hold of Tyndall, holding him as Tyndall's going, wait. And he
Darius,
if I'm not going, he's not going.
then you're coming. Go on. You think you can make those jumps?
Fine. My lord, I implore you to stay. Tyndall seems quite torn. My love, it is an imposition for him. But I will come with you if you ask it of me.
Freya,
No, you stay. That's
Freya,
fine.
please don't ask him to do that.
Go on, kill Darius with the jumping puzzle, says Jim. And, alright, so Darius will stay with Tyndall at the top of the pathway. Niamh, you make it to the other side first. And you can hear, you can take a perception check. Freya, you can take one as well.
That is perception. 14.
30.
13. Okay, great. You both hear as you arrive on the other side of the island that there are voices and a bit of laughter. Not malicious. Sounds like no laughter is what you get. You fools! You hear.
Okay.
Multiple voices and laughter, speaking Istalian.
I conceal myself
In the mist.
in the
Yes.
mist and go and have a look at what's going on.
Sweet. Make me a stealth check with advantage.
28.
Not enough.
So pickpocket them.
Freya. All right. Freya, one with the mist, enters the inner lobby of the temple. There are 6 columns that ring the walkway as you go in, and a small walkway around the outside of what looks like a very large swimming pool. Down on one side, the walkway descends into the pool. There are 2 thrones, one set submerged in the pool, one set raised above it. There are 2 hanging hooks on the far end of the chamber, where you can see there is one ring on a pendant, and the other ring is not hanging. Standing around the edge, you can see that there are 3, they look like they are maybe 20, maybe a little younger, girls, and they are laughing and saying things to each other, and they're moving the water with their hands. They have not noticed your presence.
Oh, a stallion. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, it's a stallion.
Can I understand
I suddenly went to
anything they're
like
saying?
Courtney and Brittany.
Can you understand anything that they're saying?
I
Please
attempt to.
take me an intelligence check.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
17.
17 is not bad at all. Yeah. These girls are having fun. They are very much enjoying this. They're saying, look at this, look what we can do. That's the vibe of what they're saying. You can't get specific things, but that's what you have.
I'll go back and tell Niamh.
You don't think they're malicious?
I mean, they could be.
You got a 17 in intelligence
Yeah.
check. They are having fun, and one of them was saying, come on, we need to do this. They're going to do something.
Well, I suppose we should go and have a look.
Yes. Maybe give me the ring. If stuff goes wrong, I'll just sneakily stick it next to the other ring. And then mission
idea.
accomplished.
Okay. I'm going to... I'll give you the ring. And I'm going to head in down towards the baths as quietly as I can.
Okay, so you start heading in down towards the baths quietly as you can. Make me a stealth check, please.
Clang!
Well, maybe.
Where's stealth? Where's stealth? Where's stealth? 17.
17 is better than I got. You loom around there's a...
Ooh.
Yeah, through the mist, there's the shadowy figure of Niamh that appears looking around a column, and then on top of your head, the fox appears looking around as well.
What I want to try and do
Yeah.
is communicate with the water elemental and see where she's at and how she's doing. Are these guests? Is this a problem?
You reach out with your druidic senses, and the water elemental is... You get brief snatches, and Fox is very unhappy about what is happening here.
Oh, no! Okay,
The water elemental is unable to speak back to you.
okay. Any sense at all, or is it...
It's there. It's the giant water in the middle of the pool, but it can't speak to you.
Good. Fox knows it's not good. Ah. What are they saying? I can understand.
You can understand Astalian. They're saying, I can't believe it works. And it's as easy as Blair said, is what they say.
Blair.
Well, we better get on to this, I guess. And they move themselves to 3 points around the water. And as they do, the water elemental rises up out of the water, and they immediately channel their energy and start controlling it.
Okay. Nearest girl.
Sure.
I'm going to mould earth underneath her feet and make her fall over.
She'll take a check. That's fine.
I'll say 15?
14.
14.
Yeah. But, okay, so you mould earth and she doesn't fall over, but she does notice that there's something there. So she's going to turn and see if she can spot you, which she can't. You are well hidden enough.
Great, I'm going to mould earth under the next person's feet.
Okay. She says, "Hey, wait! There's someone here." Yeah, they fail a save and they fall into the water. That breaks everything, and the water elemental is going to beat her up. So the water elemental surges up once more and picks up the small girl and smashes her into a wall.
Okay, that is unnecessary. That is unnecessary. I'm gonna come on through to have a. I'm gonna step out of hiding to have a proper conversation with this water elemental.
Niamh steps in to have a conversation with the water elemental and see what's going on with these
Yes.
girls. Meanwhile, back on the ledge.
I think you went down with everybody else.
Oh, Iris, you went down as well. I'm really sorry. In which case, Iris, you,
What are you doing?
For the sake of this, had a more difficult journey across for whatever, and you have arrived now in order to see. You cannot see Freya, and you watch Niamh creeping around a column and entering the temple.
And then hear a boom.
Yeah, and go, well, what was that? Iris, what are you going to do?
I will hurry round and see what's going on.
Okay. You hurry around and you can see that there is a water elemental surging in the middle. There's one being held and there are two young girls standing either side, and Niamh has just stepped into the room. Freya is nowhere to be seen, but it's very misty. She could be anywhere.
I'm going to take my lead from Niamh, who is...
Okay, so I'm heading towards the water elemental, and I can see you come in. And I'm gonna point at the girls, and I'm gonna say, restrain them. Look after that one, the one who's collapsed against the wall.
So you're commanding what? The water elemental?
No.
Iris, right, yeah. Sweet. Okay, the water elemental surges up. And it's been released from whatever control it was under.
Now I can communicate with it, right?
I'm
gonna ask what's going on. What's been happening?
The water elemental throws up an image of your previous friends and the previous companions that you came here with, and it's asking you if these are more of the same, if you have brought these people.
No.
Then they can leave, says the water elemental, and it starts to try and scoop them up.
Wait, they're children. I don't think they understand what they're doing.
Persuasion check.
Say they're like the little steamer freaks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't understand what they're doing necessarily. That is pretty good. That is 18.
18. Okay, so 18 is wonderful. You make an impassioned, persuasive argument for the lives of these young girls.
Idiots.
And one of them says, "What are you doing? You can't reason with it."
I'm gonna let Iris deal with that.
She can. I can't help but feel that an eyebrow got raised somewhere.
What?
She is Niamh of the Well.
What? I am Colette of the Wet.
Colette of the Wet. You're not going to workshop that.
Yeah. It's a first try. And she picks herself up. This girl is about the same age as you, maybe a little bit older. And what are you doing here?
We've come to return something that was taken.
We came to bring balance to this place.
That's what we're doing.
Well, then this doesn't need to... It's really easy. There should be 2 elemental powers here. We brought one.
So did we.
Well, we were here first.
But this one was here first.
But it's not here any...
Freya?
Back on the ledge, Darius says, is it always like this?
Jorg is has kind of sunk down against the wall a little bit and is just about keeping it together.
You alright there?
Nope.
What's up?
Nearly died here twice, and got this from that, and
That's a story I want to hear.
and if I died here, she wouldn't be dead. So, complicated.
Right. Well, how are you doing, Tyndall? Tyndall says, my love is out there. And we...
She'll be fine. She's clearly the most dangerous thing in that room.
What is your love doing?
Well, I believe I just received some sort of signal.
Yeah.
So Freya, if possible, is materializing directly next to the little hook with the other ring on it.
Yeah.
Sticking the fire ring.
You can make me an
on
acrobatics
the
check to
remaining
have
one.
got there because it's wet and slippery and difficult, but you're fine.
19.
You absolutely fine. Yeah, Freya, you appear,
23.
pull out the ring with the fire elemental on it, and hook it onto a. You hook the ring onto the hook,
Yeah.
and the fire elemental emerges from the ring and lights the whole area. Back on the ledge, you can see that the temple glows.
See, there's that one.
That'll be the fire.
Everybody
elemental,
down!
right?
Niamh says everybody down and goes down, and two of the girls are like, yeah, okay, Iris, do you drop?
Yes.
And the fire elemental surges into the swimming pool. It is a huge gout of flame. It's like a great big living bonfire. And there is an eruption of steam, and it's like a pyroclasm as a coil of water and a coil of fire start to spiral around each other, creating a plume in the middle of the pool. All of the water is sucked into it, and a lot of the mist clears, and it glows quite hot. And as it spirals faster and faster, everyone in the room stands and looks and goes, wow. And the girl who's on the floor picks herself up with your help, which she is grateful for.
Collect the wet.
Collect the wet. And the lines between the fire and the water start to meld a little bit, and suddenly there is a great steaming entity in front of you. It is like a pillar of steam. You can just about see where the edges of it are, but it starts to fill the chamber. And the fox comes bounding over towards it and pokes its head into it. And the fox turns into steam as well. This is still a fox. It's a steam fox, and comes running up and licks at you.
Oh, we've not done that before.
Was that what was that?
I'm gonna
Asks
check
Colette
in.
the Wet.
I'm gonna check in with the now steam elemental.
You check in with the now steam elemental, and the steam elemental, the fire elemental who was carried by you and was aware that you were doing this. The steam elemental turns and bows to you,
Okay.
and you feel Niamh a warm surge of gratitude. And the steam elemental turns, and the fox is looking at one of the girls who has a big bag of something. And the elemental looks at it as well.
What is that?
It's the one we brought with us.
What do you mean?
They said they had another elemental power.
You've brought an elemental power here.
Yeah, well, this place wasn't in balance, so we had to try and restore it. We're the good guys here. We're doing the right thing.
I understand that, but where did you take this elemental from? Didn't you think that maybe taking it would throw that place out of balance?
Well, that...
What is it? Let me see. I'm going to come over and have a look.
It's not the best angry granny.
I'm getting kind of like irritable arm.
I'm gonna let
Thank
Fox,
you for...
I'm going to let Fox come and have a look as well. I'm not taking no for an answer here.
Fox comes back to you and sneezes, and there's a gout of flame.
Easy now, easy. Let's go and see who we've got here.
These girls are not interested in letting you see.
Freya is now invisible again. Sneaking up on the girl with
Roll me
the
stealth.
bag.
Ooh. Do you roll a 4 or higher?
29.
Oh,
That's my
bag
highest
is
roll
already
ever.
gone.
Apparently, you just have the ability to edit people's memories now.
Yeah, Freya, you step round behind the girl and easily, I mean, she's clutching hold of it, but you could cut the strap.
Yeah.
Great, she's
Yoink.
really holding that strap tight.
Okay. What are you cutting the strap with, please?
Sweet.
Cool.
Of
You-
course.
Draw Shunsui, and yeah, cool. You are attacked by the steam elemental.
Come on.
What is your armor class, please?
15.
Thanks, but now I'm going to punch you in the face.
15. Okay. You draw Shunsui, and Shunsui says, "Be extremely wary." And would you get the ability to half damage, don't you?
Yes.
Lovely. Would you like to only take me 22 points of damage
Whoa!
as a gout of superheated steam comes out of the the steam elemental, aimed specifically at the hand that is holding Shunsui. It is attempting to disarm you.
I attempt to hide.
Only by making you unconscious.
Yeah, that happened. But you did
Well,
draw the
that's
blade
great. I
with a
mean,
slash,
like-
and you have sliced the bag strap, so you now have an earth elemental in one hand in a bag, Shunsui in the other,
And
a
as far as the girls are concerned, they were just attacked by the steam elemental, and their other elemental is now gone.
That is true. So, thank you very much, Amy. They're going to freak out and start attacking the steam elemental. So, they reach up and try and control the steam elemental. Iris, what are you doing at this point?
I was going to say sleep.
all good.
You don't have that. No. So I'll use sleep upgraded. I'm going to cast hypnotic pattern
That is
on all of these people.
That is a fantastic spell. Where are you casting the pattern?
I would like to try and cover the girls and the steam elemental.
It's going to hit the whole area.
Good.
So you cast
That includes other
hypnotic
people.
pattern.
Yes, includes me.
Can everybody, including Freya and Niamh, take a what kind of save is this?
Wisdom.
Oh, good.
I believe.
It is an amazing spell, chat. Yes.
17.
That'll save.
9.
Well,
I am asleep.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Can you get some
Failed
advantage
save.
against mind
The
control
creature
stuff?
becomes
Oh,
charmed
I
for the
did.
duration.
you are proficient in wisdom saves, but a
Oh,
9
yeah.
is not going to do it.
While charmed by this spell, the creature is
So
incapacitated.
I know exactly what it does. You don't have to take the save, but the girls get to take the save as well. So collect the wet passes. Oh wow, 2 16s is good, and a 4 is not. Okay, so 2 of them look up and go, wait, and are going to try and control the elemental. Meanwhile, Niamh, you passed.
Okay.
So hang on, I'm just describe what happens here, which is that your fox and Freya, who suddenly is very visible, standing very still, and and one of the girls all turn and just start and look up, which is pretty cool.
Super interesting, actually, 'cause-
There is a lot of noise coming from inside the temple now,
Okay.
and Darius says, "Oh, maybe we should consider if you want to go. Me and Tyndall can hold a rear guard here."
Sure. I'm gonna go across the jumping puzzle.
Sweet. You're going to take me an easy acrobatics check.
Sure.
You've got inspiration.
I do. I'm gonna use it.
So give one a pass.
That is a 17.
That is fine. Did you get a 10? Yes, you did. So
on the first one.
Yeah.
I got a 2 on the first one.
Jorg, you scrabble from rock to rock, and you take it. I mean, your friends might be in trouble, but you take it slowly because you have fallen into this water before, and you know that it scalds you to death. Yeah, so you leap rock to rock, and Jorg makes it onto the temple, onto the island. The steam elemental is now under attack and is not certain what is going on. It turns towards you and... Sorry? Oh, it didn't take a save. It did, I'm really sorry.
That's fine.
Everything passed the save there. The steam elemental turns towards you, and as Jorg lands on the island, it flashes up an image of Jorg, and it says, "I told you he was forbidden from coming here."
Jorg, you can't come in here!
And
I'm really serious!
steam starts to emerge from all of the holes in the building. It's like it vents outwards, and the steam elemental is filling the chamber. One of the girls, Freya, this pattern is
It's cool.
remarkable.
Yeah.
You're just standing looking at
I've
it.
been
It's extremely cool. Two of the girls come and say, what's going on? What?
We need to leave.
Need to leave?
Yes.
What has happened? Are we in danger?
I'm going
I
to come
say
and take
pointing.
the bag from Freya's hands and see what's in there.
Okay, you open up the bag
Very carefully.
very
With
carefully,
infinite love.
and you look inside, and there is a patch of it's really damp clay soil. And as you look at it, you move your hand a little bit through it, and it moves around you. There is an earth elemental spirit of some kind bound within this soil.
How does it feel?
It's the feelings that you get from it are muted. It's like no one has tried to talk to it in a very long time.
Oh, okay.
It is
So not like young, more like older.
more like damaged,
Like, damn.
like it's been imprisoned for a while.
That's horrible. I'm gonna find Fox and put Fox in the bag with this thing
Okay,
to
you
keep it comfortable.
pick Fox up and you try and put it in the bag, and Fox starts
Oh,
scrabbling.
okay,
Fox does not
okay.
want to go in that bag.
No worries, that's all right. I'm going to keep this bag safe. I'm going to take it with me, and I'm going to say we really need to go. Come on.
Niamh, is everything all right in there?
No, it is not all right. Come on, let's go.
Freya, come with me.
Jorg is.
It's a chant.
Are
follows
they
instructions.
charmed?
Are
They're
they
instructions.
But they're
no, they're
incapacitated.
But they're
Speed
incapacitated.
is
Yeah,
zero.
they're stuck going like that until someone comes and shakes them out of it.
Right.
But you can come and shake Freya out of it. That's fine. Freya, you are roused from the pattern.
Am I still holding Shunsui?
You take me take me a strength saving throw.
That's one that I'm really good at. 11.
11. Yeah, you're still holding Shunsui. Your hand is a little bit scalded, but you are holding Shunsui.
What does Shunsui say?
Shunsui says,
What does Shunsui say?
"This is a foe we need to either vanquish or flee from, and we need to decide now."
Is there an open top to this room?
There are holes in the side to the chamber. The chamber itself is
Yeah.
covered. No, you are under the ground. You're in the depths of the island.
Okay. In which
No,
case,
I think she was talking about the building she's currently in.
yeah.
There are holes for the steam to get out of.
Jorg?
Yes.
Can I roll a very hard acrobatics to chuck Shunsui to Jorg?
I mean, you can.
Is it wise?
Pretty good.
That's a 26.
Right. What you try over the roof? Is that
Out of the steam vent to York.
roll with disadvantage?
Oh no, her secret advantage, secret power.
Oh, 26.
She rolled a 16 and an 18, Josh. You knew what you were doing.
Sure. Okay. I mean, I just fine. You'll take me a dexterity saving throw.
No.
No.
5.
5. Okay. Something comes towards you,
Yeah.
and you catch it.
Sure.
Are you holding? You're not holding.
I'm
on
not
to
holding Lancelot.
Okay.
But I don't think I've had an encounter with Sunsui since the Hallow.
You haven't.
So that's going to be exciting.
So you grab hold of Shunsui. Great. And you, Jorg, you are claimed already. Oh. Now this is interesting. Welcome, Jorg of the Shield.
Hi. At least my brain isn't falling out this time.
You must wield me very swiftly. Strike now.
The saving throw?
Charisma, yeah, for sure.
What's it trying to get me to do?
Strike. And it says strike now is what it says. That's
What, at the steam element?
As it says this, you realise that you are becoming engulfed in steam, as now the object, everything the steam elemental does not want to be here
Is in
one place, and it's like, great, let's kill it.
I will make a charisma save. No.
Is that a nat 20?
That is a natural 20.
What would you like to do?
I would like to turn.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
As the single best
Same as
defensive
before.
measure that I currently have.
Yeah, I have to make a save, right?
You do.
That's not it.
Okay.
Not on a 4. So
I will reverse my grip on Sunsui, press my hand to the back of my shield, and let out a defensive. Please leave me alone.
brilliant.
I do not mean this thing harm.
That's fine. You press forwards as a gout of steam comes around you, and there is a like a spherical shield that appears in the air that the steam is pushing over and round. You are focusing on this thing, and it is trying as hard as it can to get you back. There, you see the water in the lake around you starts bubbling a little bit, and little wisps of steam start to appear from it. It is conjuring methods. Iris, what are you doing?
Niamh, leaving, please.
We're doing it.
I don't want to fight this thing.
The quickest way for us to get back over there, right? Jorg, I know you're not going to like this, but we're doing it anyway. I'm going to run over. I'm going to twin cast wing fly on me and
Query,
Jorg.
can Iris come anywhere near me at the moment?
With his turn up. Or do I have to
No,
wait?
she
Take
make
a
a save, I
saving
guess.
throw, please.
Yeah.
This is fun.
What kind of saving throw?
I think it's
Your wisdom, I believe.
I'm almost certain.
Always wisdom.
Make the roll.
That's a net one.
That's not.
I don't care what it is.
Okay, Iris goes, we got to get out of here, and comes to start to run towards you, and you turn to face Iris,
Yeah.
and with your full turn activated, Iris, you are blasted backwards and into the scalding water of the island.
No.
Iris goes, don't worry, Jorg, you're not going to like this, but bam! Yeah, it's like a cannon has knocked Iris, and she's gone. That is great. I mean, that's really great. Iris, look at that. 4 dice and I roll 2 1s and 2 2s. That's good numbers. So would you like to take 4, 5, 6 points of fire damage?
Sure.
Is it a sheer drop off the side of this? I can't remember.
Not where you
not
are, no.
quite. No.
In that.
But yeah, you are currently holding this steam elemental at bay. It is turned. It is going away from you. Freya, what are you up to?
I am going to attempt to communicate with the steam elemental.
Steam elemental is okay. So Freya runs out the building.
It's gone out of the
It's
building.
gone to kill Jorg.
Ah,
You threw the sword out to Jorg. It went great.
Everything in one convenient place.
But you can go communicate with the steam elemental, no problems.
yeah.
So
So
Freya,
I need to go in that direction no matter what I'm doing.
Freya rolls, because it's Freya, out of the front door.
Combat roll. Combat.
And you see
Play
that there is
dance
a
on
huge pillar of steam. And it looks like it's getting bigger as the steam is rising from the lake around you. It is towering over Jorg. It is really hot in here. What are you going to do?
Hear me.
In Browter, I assume?
Hi, Browser.
Sure.
Not that common or garden browser.
Okay, so Freya rolls out and starts chanting in Latin at the elemental. Good.
The girls have gone eyes as big as dinner plates. They've got no idea what's
It's like,
going on.
okay, this was not what we were prepped for. Right, you gain the attention of the elemental, and a group of steam mephits pluck themselves out of the water and start to fly towards you. There are 6 steam mephits approaching you.
Okay.
Niamh, what are you going to do?
Yes. Okay. So.
Yep.
I'm going to head on out to where the steam elemental is.
Right.
And I would like to cast Control Water with the understanding that I'm kind of using this,
Your level 4 spell.
my level 4 spell, as a calming, soothing, let's take this down.
Come on. He's not worth it. He's not worth it, hun. Leave him. Leave him.
All right. Okay, this is one irate steam elemental.
It's going to take me, it's a concentration spell.
You're going to take a bit of damage.
Cool, I can deal with that.
So Niamh runs up to the steam elemental, and Freya, the mephits are almost upon you. And Niamh, you reach up, and is it a save?
No,
it's not, it's just- you just
no,
did it.
it is just that.
Gross. Okay, that's fun. It's a level 4 spell. It should be this good. You reach up, and it's like you are holding the arms of someone. No, don't do it, mate. Don't do it. You reach in and you start to pull at this steam, and you're going to take me 15 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And you, with a concerted, straining jerk, start to pull the water and the fire elementals apart. No, as in that you are pulling the water elemental out of the fire elemental, which will stop there being a giant steam elemental which is eating everyone.
Okay, that's fair.
And that's going to happen. Meanwhile, Jorg.
I feel like the best. How does Iris seem to be doing? Is she coming out of the water? Is she like scalded? I'm sure, but is she drowning and dying, or is she fine?
Iris, what was your reaction when you entered the water?
Surprise.
Okay, I was like, oh, this was unexpected.
Well, I'm going to be trying to grapple and scramble.
You grapple onto one of the rocks, so you stand up onto it. It's a slippery rock, but you do manage to climb up onto it.
She's fine.
She is on a rock.
Okay, but she is not drowning or dead.
Correct.
York, you need to get everyone out of here.
I need to get out of here. I'm gonna. Can I maintain concentration on this and still traverse the jumping puzzle of imminent death?
I am keeping this steam elemental very distracted at the moment.
You have done your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can now make me again an acrobatics check.
Could have all been simple.
This is great. The players tell me why it all goes wrong. I don't have to do that. Meanwhile, Freya, you are being set upon by some steam methods. What is your response?
13.
13 is sufficient. Yeah, Jorg, you managed to just about start leaping rock to rock, and the steam elemental is straining after you. The water is splashing at your feet as you go. Freya.
Freya is standing fast and demanding the attention of the steam elemental.
I mean, I really like this. Okay, so you're like, you will hear me in Latin at the steam elemental. And
Tyndall can see this, right?
he can.
Yeah.
You say, you will hear me, and the steam elemental stops and turns to look at you. And then you realise that behind you there are 3 young witches who are pulling the attention of the steam elemental behind you. Maybe it was you, it could have been. In your mind, it definitely was, yeah.
Yes.
Niamh, you have, with a wrench, you manage to pull the water and the fire elementals apart. And the water elemental is roiling and bubbling. It's a great big glob of water. And the fire elemental looks like it's probably going to go off the Jorg, but the water elemental is, you have got it calmed and solid and still.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to this elemental and explain who we all are and what our intentions are, and the girls don't know what they're doing, and just try and give this thing some empathy.
Yeah, okay, that's fun. So you can make me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. That's a 19.
Yeah, it's better than I get. Okay, you look, the water surface, which is bubbling and roiling and frothing, begins to calm a little bit. And the water elemental
I'm going
twists.
to explain that Jorg is not a villain anymore. That he is something new. And that his allegiance is not necessarily to the old gods anymore. That we are all just trying to do the best that we can. I don't know what the beef is with Shunsui, but Shunsui's done all right by us so far, and maybe we can all just sit down and talk this through without everyone being drowned or set on fire.
Freya.
You get drowned and set on fire.
Which order would you like it to
There are 3 witches that are attempting to control the water elemental. Well, they've realised that you are controlling the water elemental, so there are 3 witches that have started to control the fire elemental.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
What would you like to do?
Let them fight. Sorry.
I'm going to say my piece, and then I'm potentially going to kill all these girls because they're just annoying me.
Sure. What is your piece?
My piece is, as I have brought you 2 back together and mended you, I shall also mend the division between your kind and Shunsui's kind, and the other powers. That is my intention, I swear it.
Do you translate this?
Yes, this is amazing.
I really like it. You can please roll me a persuasion check, Brown, with advantage.
Yes.
Where's persuasion? I never do this.
It's down the
Oh,
road.
it's her one weakness, rolling with advantage.
It is her one weakness.
14.
You got
Use some inspiration.
yeah.
If you've got it.
No,
Yeah.
no, well,
You get to roll on the dice.
Yeah, use it. What is it?
yeah.
You're at 14 at the moment, and then
That's much better. There we
18.
go.
18. 18 is much better. Thank you.
oh yes.
The fire elemental is stopped. You can feel its flames flickering against you as you're
Sure.
jumping.
I'm moving.
Yeah, you're moving. It's trying to
So,
pursue you.
like if I catch Sedarius' eye, it's going to be like, you meet him out now.
So Darius
Yeah.
sees you coming and bringing a fire elemental with you,
Yeah.
and Tyndall is struggling to go.
You meet
He
him out
clonks
now.
Tyndall on the head, picks him up, and starts moving up
Yep.
the corridor.
Oh, don't hit them in the brain.
In the squishy brain,
It's all
Iris,
the important
meanwhile, you are
stuff.
no longer burning, but you did take a bit of damage
I
there.
did. I'm going to cool myself
Okay, sure.
with prestidigitation.
Okay, yeah. I feel fine.
My clothes are no longer burning me.
That's
You're-
true.
You're, you're literally that dog in the meme.
So,
Fine.
Iris, you cool yourself, and then what are you going to do? There's a fire elemental chasing Jorg past you,
Um,
and a water elemental that is currently talking to Niamh and Freya.
okay, so there's a fire. Right, let's try and.
And there's 3 teenage witches
Who
that
are
need
trying
to
to
like
control this fire
be
elemental.
dealt with before they get themselves killed.
well, they might be able to control the fire elemental. That's a thing.
Oh yes, I'm sure that controlling that fire elemental is a great plan for getting us all not dead.
Because that worked out so well for the last person.
Okay, well, fine. This is wizard's business.
You are a wizard!
Carry on flavour.
Yeah, wrong flavour wizard. Although, well, let's try the old trick. Let's try and cast suggestion of calm down on the fire elemental.
Does it need to understand your
Yes,
language?
calm down.
I think it does, because you need
Imagine
to be
we
able to
can,
give it.
yes, it does have to be able to understand me.
Does people understand you? Okay,
Yeah.
in which case that's fine. You can take me a performance check to get it to understand that you want it to calm down.
Suggestion by the medium of interpretive dance.
12,
That's
Ah.
okay. You can convey.
Yeah.
You can convey a.
11.
All right. But it's going to pass save.
Yeah, unfortunately,
that's
what
fine.
you literally translated to was chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Like
try. You try and quell the fire, and you feel it blazes hot for a second, and then it continues to blaze, but it does pull away from you, Jorg. And it is taking steps that it does not want to take back towards these witches. Freya,
How am I
the
doing?
water elemental is impressed with you.
Mm.
How are you doing, Niamh?
Yeah, how are we doing with like convincing this?
This water elemental is willing to hear you out. Freya has said we're going to bring peace between these two factions.
In which case, I would like to release my control over the water elemental to let it go and communicate with its partner.
Okay, so you release control over the water elemental, and it immediately flies back to its partner. There is once again the embrace, and it starts to turn into steam. And the girls say, "Why did you do that?"
Right, I'm gonna go and like deal with these
Bonk
girls.
them.
Yes, I think at this point bonking on the head is thoroughly needed. I'm gonna use my beat stick to take the feet out from at least one of these girls and get them into a half Nelson if I can.
Take me an athletics check, sure.
Oh no, I'm so bad at
Be an
athletics
octopus while you do
checks.
this.
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
Oh no, it's bad. Wait, I'm gonna use that and reroll.
Good choice. That's what it's for.
Ah, that's much better. That's like a 12.
12 is better than 4.
Yes.
So you...
Wow, at that point you may have succeeded on your first roll.
Nope, I had a 3.
Oh, okay.
It was the right choice.
I was going to win with the 2. So yeah, you trip one of them,
Yeah.
and yeah, you get one of these girls in a half Nelson.
Stop this before you get yourselves killed.
2 of them turn and look at you, danger in their eyes.
Oh, please.
Um,
I say to them.
and
Certain that Iris and Freya are going to come and help.
look, just give us our earth elemental and we'll get out of here.
It's not your earth element.
Yes, it is. We brought it with us.
That doesn't mean anything. These don't belong to people.
No, they belong to
We need
us.
to get up to the surface, and I will have this conversation with you when we are not about to be burnt or drowned.
A steam elemental is manifesting behind you.
Exciting
That's
me.
fine.
That's
Hopefully
fine.
the
Yeah,
water elemental
it's
is
not going
talking
to
the
attack you.
fire
It's just
elemental.
this fire elemental has had a really rough
Yeah.
few years,
Yeah,
and is looking to
exactly.
vent. And yeah,
I'm going to start
It's like-
marching this girl
wow.
back towards
To
the
that
exit.
fire elemental, Jorg and Sunsweet and Lancelot all in one place, it was just like,
get him.
wow, if ever I needed a reason to cut loose, it's right here, these three mothers here.
Freya, what are you doing?
Still talking.
Still-
Loud and proud. This era of conflict and fear must end. Fear and conflict among not just the higher powers, but the lower also. It must end. It can end. Me and my companions can end this. If you trust us.
I am so proud of Freya right now.
I'm going to be backing up Niamh with just little sparks coming out of my eye going, you want to do what she says.
Intimidation check
Yeah.
with advantage because they are
20.
great.
It's one of the things with sorcerers, when you're casting stat as charisma,
You can do all that social stuff
you're
as well.
quite good at social stuff when it comes down to it.
You've managed to make it up onto the ledge.
I'm following Darius out. I am no longer needed here.
Brilliant. So you're
In fact,
following
I'm
Darius
outright
out
a detriment.
to make sure that Tyndall is safe. You have with you all the magical weapons that the party
Quick,
has.
fail!
No, we've got loads.
It was a cunning ruse all along.
So yeah, Shunsui is saying, wait, Freya, wait, we must go back for her.
She will make it. You do not give me orders.
Charisma
ever.
save.
You can't shadow step with that.
I
Shunsui,
rolled a
can
natural
No.
20.
Sorry?
I rolled a natural 20
you? On
earlier.
the previous Christmas save.
Yeah.
You did roll a natural 20. Yeah, okay. Yeah, on a natural 20, he says, oh, really? You're
You do
right.
not. You do not give me orders. She will make it. I have faith in her. You should too. And then we're gonna go upstairs.
Stupid gods. And you leave.
I'm so happy that's the way this interaction has gone.
Very well, Jorg of the Shield.
Right.
Shunsui becomes really heavy.
So
Noted.
petty. So petty.
It's fine, like you can totally take you can
That's my
totally
boy.
That's
He's a
my
petulant child. You're
really
perfect creature.
like it's fine, it's actually a weight now.
Yeah, no, it's like fine. I'm not going in
take
the opposite
me.
direction. I'm just not going to help you.
Right. Yeah, the main obstacle to this peaceful communication is the three witches.
I am working to get
but
them out
Iris-
of this room.
As cowed them
Great.
and
We're going to essentially frog march them back up and out.
alright, look, we'll go.
I'm going to escort them and
Yeah, yeah.
leave here.
None of this needed to happen. What's your name?
Iris.
Iris and Niamh of the Wells. Blair will hear about this. And you escort them to the exit. They're going to go. They're happy to be escorted at this point. Things have gone really sideways and they didn't prep for this. Leaving,
Iris, don't let them leave.
we'll deal with that because they're going to try.
Sure.
Leaving Niamh and
Luckily,
Freya.
I've got a Sir Darius.
Don't worry, it's Tyndall and Darius.
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. There's a bit of water still in my ear.
Hey, you came walking towards me.
Alright, we'll deal with this in a second.
I'm
For
not
now.
signing up with dragons and angels.
For now,
Yes.
down here, the steam elemental coalesces
Mhm.
and it simmers slightly. It spreads until it is a mist that covers the entire area, but it is hearing you. There is an empty patch around both of you. Fox is looking gingerly at it.
I'm gonna apologize to it and like in a slightly grandmotherly tone say that it should know better than to blindly lash out at what are clearly juveniles, but it's been hard for everybody. And I will go and talk with them. But in the meantime, we really need, as Freya was saying, to try and sort out this unnecessary division in our forces.
We don't know what happened that's caused you to have this conflict.
Fox comes and leaps over onto your shoulder, Freya. And as it does, the words that you speak, you see images appearing in the mist, and you are speaking to the elemental directly. You can just talk.
While the conflict continues, none of our kingdoms, none of our peoples, and none of yours can live in peace. We must do anything that we can to put an end to it.
The steam elemental conveys to you, we were the first. All we want to do,
Very sorry.
all we want to do is maintain the balance. Build and heal the world. It is our function. It is what we are for. There have always been those that would attempt to use us and control us.
Well, I can assure you, if you cooperate with us, no one will be able to use you for ill.
I have to say that that's never going to be a complete guarantee, in the same way as we could promise that we would do our best to protect citizens in a kingdom that we ruled over. We could not necessarily stop them from coming to harm, but we could promise at least to stand by you and do our best to educate and to spread the word and to make sure that there were others like us ready to stand in your defence.
The steam elemental becomes once more a water and a fire elemental. We will take this message of peace and reconciliation to our lords. You must find the other ladies. If you can convince all four of the great elemental powers, we will back you. Both of you.
Thank you.
Very well.
Now, anything that you can tell us that could help us do that would be greatly appreciated.
You should find another dyad. There is a temple of sand not far north.
Are you remembering this?
I'm remembering this. And I'm going to bring the little bag forward, understanding that this is a painful thing, and I'm going to say, I want to help, but my knowledge is not great enough. What can I do?
You should take her to her lady. You will find an elemental who can help you at the Temple of Sand.
I'll do that then.
Go with blessings. And the next time you return, if it is with the gods, we will grant them audience. The water elemental comes forwards to you, Niamh, and to you, Freya, and surrounds you both and says, "Thank you for returning my husband to me. Thank you." She leans down to Fox, and the fire elemental comes over as well. And Fox flares up briefly and then swells up with water and shakes it all free. Niamh, please go to level 8. And you are allowed to leave the chamber. We're going to take a short break here. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Thank you very much, everybody. That was extremely cool.
Nice.
Chat, if you would like to help name this boat, please throw naming suggestions into chat, and Zoe will have a look through them and decide
Having
what the boat is
glanced
called.
over a few times while we were playing that, I have to say my favourite so far is the diplomatic incident.
So do you like the diplomatic incident?
Right.
I'm going
I'll
to
be back in
run
5 minutes.
downstairs very briefly.
That's cool.
Right, get a charger for my phone.
Hmm.
Max CR1. Niamh can now become a giant eagle. Apparently.
What kind of octopus is CR1?
She wouldn't have been able to do that initially because it's only at 8 that she's now able to do that.
What? Oh, CR1.
Yeah.
What was it
while
for?
she's-
CR half.
Yeah. CR half, no flying speed. Yeah, she can now turn into things with a fly speed. This is the exciting moment.
Oh, that's OP. Can she be a
I
dragon?
mean, druids are pretty.
A small
Yeah, yeah,
octopus.
Is fine. Her powers were boosted with the relative proximity to the temple and all that
I'm
jazz.
trying to find its CR.
Octopus.
Good ship lollipop.
It's challenge 0 for a small octopus.
Oh yeah, so a large octopus would be easily
Not offensive.
lollipop.
Yeah.
I honestly think the diplomatic incident is
That is a solid one.
I've got a couple of suggestions.
Yeah, yeah.
They're both kind of punny. Don't know how you feel about puns. Okay, they have the same theme, same pun theme.
Okay.
You could have the companionship,
Nice.
or, which might appeal to you even more, her ladyship.
Ladyship. That's actually well good.
I think I might like that.
Even ego stroking for Freya as well.
On to see her. Yeah, let's travel on her ladyship.
Yeah. Free boat. Free boat.
David, have you got a suggestion?
I quite like diplomatic incident if I'm honest.
I like the paradigm of success sounds fancy. I feel like that would be written in highbrowter on the side of the boat. It's completely intelligible to 90% of everyone that we're meeting.
An octopus. No?
No.
Because she can turn. I mean, it's not a beast, but she can turn.
The
into a
clown boat.
clown boat.
Hey. We've got our shit together. Wedding barge.
Wedding bar.
She can turn into a velociraptor. What? Seriously?
Yeah, CR quarter.
What?
A swarm of ravens.
A murder? Or is that crows?
Yeah, that's correct.
What's defense?
I used to know. Did used to know what ravens were. Josh, you probably
Fancy
know.
boat.
Chat, Google the collecting
Murder
of
boat.
ravens.
Murder boat's probably the more
Murder.
accurate
It's a murder of.
one.
Oh wait, no, it's a murder of
Ravens.
crows.
Shank of ravens.
A parliament of owls. A kindle of kittens.
And a disagreement of witches.
A panic of
Unkindness,
actors.
according to
An
Fantasy.
unkindness of ravens. I could believe it.
I reckon ravens are well cool though. They should have a cooler name.
Unkindness is a pretty cool name.
The laser team.
The laser team of ravens.
I love it.
Anyway,
Ravens are
my
so
my
cool.
suggestion, which seems going to hang really well, was that we named Freya's boat Her Ladyship.
I think that's my favourite one so far.
I still think diplomatic incident personally.
Oh man. That's marvellous. Oh, come on, phone. I'm just
It
seeing.
is my ladyship.
If Freya was naming it on her own, it would be
Actually,
the most presumptuous,
This is
like
just
the Empress's boat.
Queen of
Let's
the
just-
world.
everyone will just laugh at it now. But just wait. 2 years from now in this campaign, they'll be like bowing down next to the river.
I've just realised this is the second time that Sunsui hasn't been able to control me. Because the initial time on the boat, he tried, and it didn't work either.
How has it not come up before that I've come anywhere near you with turn?
I think it's more a fact I haven't been focusing, like I haven't focused it on you in this regard
Well,
yet.
thanks for focusing it on me and throwing me into the water.
That coupled with the fact that your relationship with your potentates has been getting nothing but stronger recently.
It's true.
So it's interesting to know that I can now push an 18-year-old girl around with my brain. Good. I'm glad I have that information.
Ooh, I wonder what happens if I banish you.
You just get to
I have two theories. One is that it'll work like normal. The other is that I go to the Hallow.
I think you'd go to the
I think I
Hallow.
would go to the Hallow.
That's
Just 'cause
exciting.
it's cool.
One way of getting you there.
Yeah.
Banish me.
Banish me.
But the question is,
fast
once you're in the
travel,
Hallow,
Yeah.
can you then get out? I mean, I guess it's your
my
space,
Hallow
so
at
you
that
can
point, yeah.
choose. Yeah.
But can you go anywhere from the Hallow?
No, it's not a dimensional nexus. It leads out.
Right.
Mm.
Oh, you
Right,
just
it's type
go
of
to the
location.
town.
Although, to be honest, I say this as if I know what I'm talking about. I got no friggin' idea.
Yeah.
It could take
End up
me
in
to
Dragon Jail.
It could take me to McDonald's in London. Some really snacky. Where the hell is
Or
this
you
place?
could get put into the. It might put you in the binding.
Oh, that would be funny as heck.
Because then, once you're that side of the binding, you can probably talk to them.
Then you'll only be able
Yeah,
to
and I
talk
won't be
in
able to come
riddles.
back.
Yeah.
You'll come back, but you can only talk in riddles the whole time.
And be obliquely helpful.
Yeah.
Can you lift that? Well, maybe next week.
I can't tell you.
You'll have to find out for yourselves.
Would you like a drink?
Yes, but I won't tell you what type.
We were having a conversation around Jorg's turn now working on Iris and what would happen if Iris were to banish Jorg.
Let's find out now. Before we begin, did I miss any fun stuff in the break? Any cool ideas people had?
We plotted out the entire session, but we've since forgotten it.
Okay.
A suggestion for Freya's boat name, so we have to.
Oh yeah, boat names.
Every time you say it, it
Gets better.
worse.
Just gets better.
Gets worse.
It's good. It's good.
It's so my suggestion was her ladyship.
Her ladyship. That's quite fun.
I still think diplomatic instead. But
Well, it's up to Freya.
It is a
It's solid as well.
What if we had RIP Josh's plans? Oh my god. Says chat. You're not wrong. Didn't see that happening. That's fine.
I mean, I assume you had the scene here. It's just it wasn't meant to go quite that
It was a
way.
5-minute scene.
It was a short. Yeah, it was like here's an. Well, there were. I thought let's have a wrinkle in this because it's so easy to have a. We'll do this in the after dark. Have I missed? Okay, boat names. Zoe.
Zoe, have
There's
Zoe can have a
solid
think about it, and
ones.
then when we get back to the boat, she can.
So we've got some
she
witches
can make a
to deal
decision.
with.
That's true. So
Yeah,
you guys headed up.
I mean, yes.
first. So at the top is Lord Tyndall and Sir Darius. Jorg, you make it out next.
Yep.
And Sir Darius says, "Where are the others?"
They're coming.
Right. Well, let's back to the boat.
No, let's not separate any further than we have to at the moment.
Right.
Because I want to make sure I'm here in case they need it. But at the moment, the only thing I was doing down there was being a pain. Give me a second, I need to talk to this sword.
Sir Darius.
We are such handfuls for him.
It's like, just want to get back to Krassos. That's the job. You take Shunsui. Yeah.
Attacking there was the wrong call, and you know it. It would have gotten Freya and everybody else down there killed.
Well, I disagree.
Did you see that thing?
I did. Did you?
Yes, that's why I...
Eminently vanquishable.
Yes.
Particularly with the assistance that we had.
We're trying to make friends with it because it's Niamh's job. Niamh took a lot of time and effort to get this fire elemental and this water elemental back together to bring this place back to balance.
Perhaps you misunderstand the danger that they represent. Allow me to educate you.
There
are 7 potentates.
Yes, I am aware of this, and I would love you to tell me all about them, except you won't be able to because of the binding. Should we skip to that part?
No need for that tone.
It's... I am not a child. You may well have been teaching one better discipline, but I am not a child.
I apologize. My conduct was unbecoming for a
My sharpness was unreasonable as well.
compatriot.
So we just apologise.
I know, I can't believe it.
My sharpness was unreasonable as well. At the time, I just wanted to get us out of there and cause the least harm.
Proper introduction seemed to be in order.
Yes.
I am Shunsui, Blade of the West.
I am Jorg of the Shield.
Greetings. What is your intention towards these elementals, then, Jorg of the Shield?
I would like to find out any information so that I can make an informed decision. Because at the moment, all I'm getting is that you and us, apparently, I have no idea what the hell I even know.
By slaying more of the creatures maintaining the binding, we will be able to communicate more to you. I'm sure Lancelot will help.
I'm not.
I know. So the Aboleth creature was part of what was maintaining the binding, correct?
Yes.
But when the bindings were weakened, the toad creatures came through. Surely that is not a thing that we want.
It is a more complex issue.
Than that which you cannot explain to the full extent because of the binding. I need to find this information out. I need to make an informed decision by myself. Any help that you can assist me with would be appreciated. But quite frankly, I think you're in exactly the place you need to be. Because Freya has gotten... She's more with it. She's more responsible. She's better than she was.
I like to think that I've had some small part in that, says Tyndall, getting back up, rousing from unconsciousness.
You absolutely have, my lord. And the two of you between you, I'm sure might even manage to even get 1/4 of the way to quelling the vast amount of fire that she is.
No.
But we would be.
Let her stay as a wildfire.
But we would all be worse off without you.
Jorg of the Shield, I speak to you now.
Yes.
You could render me some assistance.
Yes.
I am endeavouring to raise a warrior to
Yes.
fight the fight that needs to be had. She is distracted at the moment.
Yes.
You could help remove this distraction.
I'm going to talk in my head. You're talking about Tyndall.
Who else?
She deserves some love in her life.
Of this I have no doubt. But there are sacrifices that must be made.
I will not come between her and Tyndall. And I think you, if you're anywhere near as good as you say you are, can work with this. The potters always complain when they get an imperfect piece of clay.
I would not know. I am not a potter. Iris emerges.
No, the three girls.
Yeah, three girls first.
Oh, the three girls and Iris bring up the rear.
Yeah.
That is
Darius.
Okay. The three girls emerge and they are going to make a beeline for their boat.
Darius, Niamh would very much like these ladies to stay here a while.
Darius looks to Tyndall. So,
Um,
stop them!
Jorg is going
just
to
having a
still
conversation.
having a very serious conversation with him. So just stand in between the girls and the boat.
This very large man would like you to stay.
Which one?
I should say to them.
We're
Point at Darius.
We're more than just meat, Iris.
Sorry, this very large Brouter armoured soldier. Okay, with an extra attack class feature. So you, the girls are going to try and elude you. So can you, would you like to make me an opposed athletics check?
Yep.
Darius is going to do the same. Darius is, wow, he doesn't do very well.
22.
Okay.
17.
So you and Darius each sees a girl.
Yep.
And one of them makes it out of your arms, Iris, and
On an 8, on a 17.
on a 17, and
You can
she's
leave.
about as good at it as you are, and
Yeah.
roll some dice, but then goes because two of her friends are being held.
You can wait and have Mother come up and be stern at you.
Love it.
Well, no, actually, you don't have a choice. You're going to wait until Mother comes up and be stern at you.
You don't have any right to hold us.
You don't have any choice.
Then I suppose I'll have to wait.
I'm not seeking to keep you here by violence, but I will keep you here if I've been asked to, because I respect the woman downstairs more than I respect you. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go back to this conversation.
Alright. Niamh and Freya emerge.
Okay.
The fox coming up first.
My lovely fox. Yeah, I'm gonna head over to where the girls are.
Yep.
And I'm going to say, will you stay and explain to me and listen to what I have to say? Or are you going to just run to your boat and disappear?
Are you going to hurt us?
No. I've just saved your life.
You just caused a great deal of strife. We were going to fix the problem.
What? With this poor broken thing that you've taken from God knows where?
Give that back, please.
No.
It's not yours.
It's not yours either, and I've been told where to take it to make it well again. If this is all you know of elementals, no wonder you have no respect. This is a broken thing. This is like somebody who's been kept in a cell all their life.
It is tame.
You really don't like
Freya's
yourselves,
at the
do
side
you?
line going,
You can't work with an elemental like that one. It's crazed and wild.
Clearly she can. Sorry, you so have this need. You so have this need. I'm sorry. There's only so much idiocy I can take today.
I don't know who has taught you this, but they're wrong. The way that I was raised, the way that I have been taught, is that I work in harmony and in respect with these greater powers that should not be broken like this. They are beautiful and majestic, and they are their own creatures. They have their own thoughts and wants and desires, and they are much more powerful than we are. And it is only through this sort of awful violence and subjugation that you can get some small amount of power, or through dialogue and conversation and respect. And this was the way that I was taught. And I show off a little bit with some shape water, lifting up a huge wave along the side of their boat. I am better at it than you are. And I would imagine that I have not been studying it so much longer than you.
Can we go now?
Who's your teacher?
Blair.
Blair who?
Blair of Hollyhock.
You're lying.
Can we go?
You're lying. Tell me who your teacher is.
What more do you want? Blair of Hollyhock.
We're both from Hollyhock.
And I know Blair is dead.
Well, I spoke to her less than a month ago.
This is not right.
She's like you, but cool.
Niamh's cool.
Niamh, dead people walking around talking to you ain't the weirdest thing you've seen.
Doesn't make any sense.
Then let's go
I was
make
told
sense
by
of it.
something that can't lie to me that she's dead.
Then let's go make sense of it. Yes, once we've been to Krassos.
Good.
We can't keep you here. We can't stop you. I've told you my side of the story.
Yeah, and that doesn't go with anything that we've been taught.
But know that it's true.
One of you got results, the other one didn't.
And whoever this person is saying that they're Blair, just be really careful. If you find yourself in a dangerous situation, if you need help, know that I will support you. Come and find me. Ask for Niamh of the Wells, and I will look after you as best as I can.
Have the girls been let go of?
At this point, there's nothing more we can do.
Cool. Two of them immediately turn and start going to the boat. Looks like you've got through to one of them a bit.
Collect the wet.
Collect the wet. And come on, Colette. And she is ushered by the others onto their boat, and they push off. They are manipulating the water to sail. It's not a very big boat, but when you've got water magic, you don't need it to be. Yeah. Blair lets us stay up till midnight and have ice cream.
And she wears sunglasses
Says Chad.
even indoors.
Right.
I don't know who is masquerading as Blair, but they are playing a very dangerous game.
Niamh, met more than one dead person walking.
Volume goes.
Doesn't make any sense.
Tyndall comes and embraces you. You are well, my love.
Mm-hmm. Very well.
Iris, your ears red.
Yes.
Sorry about I didn't want to get covered in steam elemental. I reacted. I'm sorry if I got you in the water. I made sure you were okay before I left.
How did that even happen?
I can repel things of potentate power sources, and apparently that now applies to you in a more significant manner.
I'm going to come and do cure wounds on
I don't know, it might
Iris's
even apply
damaged
to-
ear.
It might
Iris,
apply to
your ear is
Niamh.
fixed.
It might apply to Niamh. I don't know.
Let's not.
No, I'm
try.
not. It's a.
Can I have my
It's a
champion back,
repulsion back.
please?
Oh yeah, one sec.
You're stopped mid-conversation.
In my head. You need to have this conversation. If you feel that Tyndall is a problem, that's a conversation you need to have with Freya, like two adults talking to each other. I'm not gonna bring it up for you. You can have that conversation, but you do need to have that conversation if it's going to be a problem. Please, because they are so good for each other and so happy for each other, and you two are so good for each other.
I will take on board what you have said, Jorg of the Shield.
I appreciate that. Since we Blade of the West, it's been a pleasure to finally have a conversation with you. Jorg will reverse the sword and hand it to you.
Good catch, you.
Yes.
Do not let yourself get disarmed again, child.
I did that on purpose. Jeez.
Cool. You have Shinsui back.
Oh.
He makes no further attempt at communication.
I'm going to put my hand on Lancelot for a second. Well, he's got opinions, hasn't he?
Most of us do.
I mean, you've been more approachable than he has so far, so I'll take that as a win.
Good.
Thank you for. I don't think I've said it specifically recently, but thank you for everything you've done for me.
You are most welcome. Let us continue to keep you alive.
Yeah, one do-over's enough. Right? One do-over's enough. Right.
Well then, mission accomplished.
Hey!
Shall we depart on the sinking ship?
The sinking ship.
Is that what you called your
Yes.
boat?
Amazing.
The sinking ship.
Amazing.
I love this. Excellent. It's called The Sinking Ship. And you guys all get on.
Kids come along with some paint and put a T in it.
Aww.
The
They better
Stinking Ship.
fucking not.
The Sinking Ship. Excellent. You get onto the sinking ship. It's just not a good name for a ship, says the pilot.
As a by the way, we've been on worse.
Are you gonna... At least we're not literally flipping off the god of travellers this
The
time.
good ship, the sinking ship. Excellent.
Oh.
The good ship F.U. Palamedes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Forever in our
you
hearts.
get onto the sinking ship. I think that's just brilliant.
Yeah. I take it you repaired whatever issue was down there.
Well, we patched it up, but ideally,
Good.
we'd
Let's
Grand. So you cast off. Next stop, Balthazar's camp.
Yes.
Balthazar's camp is a bit way to the north, so you'll have to moor up somewhere.
There's a temple to the north, isn't there?
Indeed.
Mm.
There is a temple.
Maybe
Temple of
Balthazar.
Sand.
Is
Maybe-
it marked on my map?
So the map that you have is a accurate and excellent map of the Broughter lands. It does not have much detail for the Wildlands because most of the things.
Maybe
don't.
Balthazar will know.
Maybe.
It's his territory, so we'll find a place more up.
So you find there is a mooring where you can happily moor up.
Is it the shape of a Korath ship?
No, it is. It is actually a purpose-built mooring site, and it's got a little palisade wall. And
Is it newly built?
Do I recognise it?
you recognise the style. You have been to somewhere like this before.
Oh.
I'm gonna.
You sold a ship full of weapons there.
I was hoping I'd
You
seen that
certainly
old
did.
dwarf friends.
But there's nobody there.
Oh. Hello? Ahoy?
This is odd.
Well, I'll have a look and see if there's anything shiny before heading in.
Sure.
Did you say this was where you've seen this sort of thing before?
I couldn't tell you. Seems familiar, but
Have we got a
I
bit
was
of
in
time
a
on the
rush.
boat?
Sorry.
Have we got a bit of time on the boat?
You do, and I know. I know what you're going to do, and we'll get to it in just a second. Why? What do you want to do?
Get some silkfish.
We'll get to that in just a second. That's when we're coming to Hog.
I'm gonna, when we're moored up, I'm gonna disembark my mount.
Sure. Your walks his Gorgon off the boat. Your Gorgon does not travel well at all. So when it's on the water, it feels very unhappy and distinctly queasy, and looks at you like mournfully.
We're on solid land again now. It's all right.
Yeah.
The little elemental fox comes and sits on its head
Okay.
Cool.
and radiates
That's
a little
okay.
bit of love
That's
into
okay.
it. Just a
In
little
an
bit
earth
of
form?
love.
It's
Yes,
a friend.
in an earth form.
It's a friend fox.
Okay.
A friend fox.
All right. Sure. Take me an animal handling check.
Sure.
Me.
No.
I
You
can
The one with the
communicate-
animal.
I can
Go on with
communicate
that.
telepathy.
can. That's fine. I'm asking you to make me an animal handling check.
Shit.
4. Okay.
Wow.
This
Nice.
you've told it that it doesn't need to be worried about this fox. This Gorgon is queasy as anything.
Yeah.
And staggers off the boat and comes up to one of the wooden huts and vomits all over it.
Oh no, gravel.
It is a gross grey liquid, and the wooden beam starts to turn to stone.
I'm sure that's fine.
That's not brilliant. That's
I'm
not cool. Don't worry about it.
I'm
We're
gonna.
improving the fortification.
I'm gonna put a.
I can't.
Just
I'm
build
gonna
something
put,
out of wood and then have a Gorgon vomit on it. So
Yeah.
it suddenly is made stone.
Why not?
I'm gonna put like 5 points of lay on hands into her.
She'll appreciate it. Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't realise you were struggling so much with this. I'm sorry. We'll get you once we get further down south. We won't need to travel by boat again. We are going to be on boat again in by the end of the day probably. But once we're further down south, we won't need to be on a boat again for a while.
I have to say, the Vomiting Gorgon is a great tavern name.
It's a great name for a boat.
Welcome to the Vomiting Gorgon, sister ship to the sinking ship. Okay, let's all get on
Cousin to the FU
Okay,
Palamedes.
so you calm down the Gorgon Jorg, and yeah, you look around. This palisade small outpost is completely abandoned. It has been asset stripped. There's nothing here. You can see there was a small tavern. There's some empty drinks bottles that have been left there. There's some warehouse space
Wow.
with nothing in it. Yeah, there's nothing here. It's like a dockyard.
Is this the sort of space that would normally be commandeered by dwarves?
Oh, they were all heading to pay their tributes, weren't they? Then that's probably why it's empty. Oh well.
I guess
I
there'll be
doubt
a couple of ghost towns like this along the river.
I doubt they'll mind if we're here for a bit.
Is it showing much damage from the tidal wave?
You can see that there was damage from the tidal wave. It has been repaired.
I
So
think
it's gone recently.
Jorg,
yes, my lady.
can I ride it?
Not before I do, my lady.
I'm sure that's wise,
Fair
my
enough.
dear. And you can make your way north to the village where.
You can try out your saddle.
Plan.
Are you going to attempt to try and go saddle? All right. So York takes a second and gets the saddle out and straps it up. And
I'm gonna turn to Darius. You've got rather more experience in this kind of area than I have.
I do.
Any
He
advice? Well, yes, you've ridden before.
Right. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, centre of balance. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
Keep your knees bent, tight into the flanks of the bull. Tight grip of the reins.
Yeah.
And got to keep constantly shifting. It's all about core strength.
Okay.
Iris has a look at the tack.
Oh,
What
yeah.
cowboy done that?
Hey, she put this together in like less than 3 hours. I don't think I get to complain too much.
Okay, Iris is going, yeah, this is not what you... I'll tell you what, I
There
think
is a
better than
better
this.
saddle on its way.
No, I'm not good at making saddles, but I was planning to
You
spend
can-
your
you can
time
strap it
taking,
down, yeah.
take them on and take
In
them
which
off
case-
horses.
Iris can you make me an animal handling check with advantage?
23.
23. Iris handily fastens the saddle as best
Right.
it can be fastened around the Gorgon.
Am I actually getting words from it or just feelings from it at the moment?
Just feelings.
Okay. It can't have the boat named and not you.
The vomiting gorgon.
Oh, yes. Jorg, are you going to attempt to mount the Gorgon?
I'm thinking about naming it first. I think it's bad luck to mount an unnamed gorgon.
A well-known phrase.
I'd go with Frankie, but I don't think she likes me very much at the moment.
Hey, Frankie, I have replaced you.
With the Gorgon. Much better.
The withering gaze that turns people to stone. And I was going to make I shan't. Let's carry on.
I'm going to think some more.
Jorg's thinking some more.
I'm
Chat.
gonna-
Chat. Suggestions for Gorgon names.
I'm going to put a foot in a stirrup and try and haul myself onto a gorgon.
Animal handling.
With
Can it not be athletics a little bit?
No, it's 100% animal handling. That's the skill for this. You can roll with advantage because Iris is helping you up.
Not there.
That's not a syrup.
13.
A 13. Jorg manages to get himself onto the Gorgon. He looks about as comfortable as a sack of potatoes balanced on a horse.
Iris just looks and goes, "You're going to fall off so bad."
Yeah, well, I've got damage reduction, it's fine.
I'm just looking at the names that chat is coming up with here.
The journey
Lauren.
through the journey
Lumpy.
up towards Balthazar's
You
camp.
leave her alone!
Lumpy is a good name for a Gorgon. Come on, Lumpy. The journey up towards Balthazar's camp is punctuated by the odd clang, oof, clang, oof, as Jorg repeatedly falls off his as
Do you
yet
think
unnamed
he's getting
Gorgon.
the hang of this?
Malachite?
I think he's getting worse.
Freya is grumpy.
Oh no.
He is. He's definitely getting worse. Freya is grumpy. My love, what is wrong?
Peasant is mounted and we aren't.
It doesn't seem right, does it?
Trudging through the mud with my nice shoes.
Imagine he's your cavalry or something.
You are walking through the woods,
And
and
Freya's trying to get over herself. And failing.
You know what? She's not mouthing off the
Inconspicuously,
bat.
as we fall.
Jorg.
Tyndall
Yeah.
says, I could carry you, my love.
Round me.
I did not make a mounting joke earlier, and we will continue. It's a clean family show.
Yeah.
Uh,
Please, YouTube, don't take our money.
So, Jorg,
Yes.
you are doing just fine. Iris, can you make me a perception check?
12.
12. Okay. You're going to need a dexterity saving throw from me. Please.
No.
All right, sweet. Iris, you've been helping up Jorg onto the Gorgon, so you're kind of walking side by side. The Gorgon's not particularly fast, but Jorg is ducking now through the trees, and there is a sudden and a rope snare latches around one of the Gorgon's limbs,
Bloody kobolds.
and I mean it is not strong enough to lift you and a Gorgon, but it does tip the Gorgon sideways and you.
Very slowly, very
The
slowly.
Gorgon, crunch. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw to get off the Gorgon in time?
13?
Jorg is trapped under a Gorgon.
No, hang on. Because I'm at plus.
How Paladin.
16. I get
16.
plus-
Jorg is not trapped under a
Yay!
gorgon.
Yeah, Paladin.
Hurrah! Managing to fall the other way, and there is a
Yeah, possibly getting
rope
my leg
snare. A
crushed.
tree is bent down with the weight of a gorgon that it's trying to pluck up. And some kobolds appear.
We're friends of Raspit.
Ah! Yes! Where is Raspit?
What are they
You took him with you.
It's Starling.
Yes.
I'm going to be attempting to follow along.
Intelligence check. Suddenly, there are 30 kobolds in the area.
Where is Raspit?
40.
He came with you. Have you brought him back? Has he learned magic?
Raspit has gone with another teacher to learn magic.
Why?
They could give him powerful magics. Magics of the forest.
You brought food.
Got some saltfish.
They take the saltfish.
Yeah.
Somewhere, Pog screams. He doesn't know why.
More food.
I'm gonna go through my pack and throw them a couple of days worth of iron rations.
They'll take anything you got. They're very happy.
That's all we have.
How will you eat?
I suppose we'll have to make do. Unless you're willing to share with us.
No.
Has anyone else been through recently? A human with very little clothes.
Yes.
Did you stop him?
No. We tried.
How long ago?
Cannot remember.
Yeah, he'll do that.
Ah, yes.
Well, we need to hurry then.
Do you perhaps know of a nearby sandy house? Large house?
Sandy
You're doing your
house.
best,
Yeah.
and your Astalian's not wonderful, and they don't know.
Is she ill?
Router.
Are they ill?
She's learning.
She wants
Could you
to know
let
if
my-
there's a sands temple nearby.
Probably in desert.
Where's the desert?
North.
The desert to the north? I say, looking around at the forest.
I guess if you go far enough.
Get them to show us on the map.
Yeah, you get your map of the wildlands out, sure, and they show you. They're relatively friendly. They trapped you and haha, give us food. You gave them food, sure.
Deal.
Yeah, done.
Could you let my Gorgon go, please?
They are very interested in your Gorgon.
Don't
They're-
get too close.
they're
It'll
a
turn
group-
you to
Yeah, I
stone.
mean, your Gorgon's probably panicking. Can you make me an
Yeah.
animal handling check to stop it from just turning them all to stone?
20.
Yeah, amazing. You
Hey,
come and
okay,
release them.
Plenty with a magical animal.
That's all right.
I'm not, yeah.
Do I get like bonuses now?
You
right?
come and release your Gorgon, and it
It's
stands
okay,
itself back
Lumpy.
up, and it
Don't
towers over the kobolds.
She's not called Lumpy.
Sorry, Florence.
Yeah, until you name her,
I
she's
think-
called Lumpy.
I think Lumpy, it's been done, man.
Oh, balls.
It's stuck. It's happened 3 times.
No, Florence. It's okay.
Flumpy. Okay. So, they'll show you that there's the Black Spine Mountains, and beyond the mountain range, there is a desert that stretches out.
Ah. So it's quite far. Not just like over the hill.
This is not a short way to the north, Niamh.
Probably
And-
be tricky to get Darius.
Probably is
And
an element.
I'm essentially 100% sure that Darius will not let us skip curfew that long.
Yeah.
Says Darius.
Yeah, he's back in the boat, isn't he? Oh no, Tyndall came
Oh,
with
you've
us.
all, you've all come. You've left the boat there.
Let's
There's no
Have a
time limit
look.
for ending the endless war.
have a look at this after we have gotten to Balthazar's camp.
You say that there's like an elemental in the bag, right?
Yeah,
You should when we've got some time on the boat, you should take some time to see if you can help it.
I'll do my
Because,
best.
like you were saying, you've not experienced this. You've shown more experience than any of this than any of I've seen. So
I am the most qualified, and that is a sad thing.
Do you
because
have
I'm
more
not
food?
qualified enough. I would like to do. I can't remember
We-
what
we need
the
to get
thing is called.
we need to get to Balthazar.
The
pretty soon.
nature thing.
Druidcraft, sure.
I'd like to bloom a whole load of edible mushrooms along the side of a piece of dead bark.
Great.
You're just in the
Flinches
background, flinches
slightly.
very slightly.
Yeah, right.
create some slimy mushrooms.
Yeah.
A bunch of slimy mushrooms, and the
Yeah.
kobolds are very happy.
Good.
They'll take them and they'll fry them up.
And then
Marvellous.
they'll say, "You got any more food?"
Yeah, they do. I mean, they're going to keep asking you for food until you stop providing them with food.
I will suggest.
I think maybe we should move on while they're frying the.
I mean, they might
mushrooms.
like threaten you for food, but they pose your group no threat.
Yeah, I think we'll start moving on
Hypnotic
while they're
pattern.
frying frying up the mushrooms.
I think DR might
Yeah.
deal with these kobolds. Yeah, so you leave the kobolds, who learned that Raspit was not with you and may not return for some time, and went, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. He wants to
and-
learn magic.
You make your way up towards the north.
Yeah.
You reach the...
It is 10.
That's fine. So we'll get there. You reach the foothills, and you can see there's a large hill, which you've seen before. When you saw before, it had 10 ogres standing on top of it. It does not have any ogres standing on top of it at the moment.
Any signs of battle?
Not this side of the hill.
I'm going to go up.
Be very careful.
Yeah, well,
The
we need
Gorgon.
to see what's happened.
But if the wizard's been
Stealthy.
here, there may be traps.
Oh, you had a dragon. You could detect magic.
Are you all heading up the...
Yeah.
Sweet. You get to the top of the hill, and you can see that there is a series of huge tents that have been built by the ogres, and the ogre village that you remember is absolutely there.
Good.
There is a road
Yeah.
leading from the village.
That's
A
new.
road?
A road.
What
leading
kind of
from
road?
the
Dirt
village.
road?
Fantastic.
Stone
A
road
stone road? They've done
Leading
so well.
from the village, and no ogres to be seen anywhere.
Practice.
Silence.
Signs of a struggle? Blood? Torn tents? Anything?
Doesn't look that way.
Jorg is going to dismount. Jorg is going to try. Sorry, Jorg is going to dismount. And Jorg is going to try and see if there are any tracks anywhere.
Sure. You don't need to roll.
No.
It is very clear
Yeah.
that all the ogres have gone on the stone road.
In what direction?
They are heading from Balthazar's camp. They're heading northeast towards the Black Spine Mountains.
What happened?
They've all gone that way.
Pog appears on your shoulder, Iris. Oh, that was a trip. Wow. Oh, you alright, boss? Oh, yeah, news. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Let's start with the good news.
Good news is, what's the good news? Oh, yeah, Colm found your mum.
Oh,
She's alive.
wow. And the bad news?
She's gonna die. Due to be killed 2 weeks.
Where?
North.
Okay.
Oh, what happened here? Used to be ogres here, boss.
Yeah, they've gone north.
Right, where are we headed?
Now, north.
And that is where we are going to leave this session. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you have enjoyed this, then you can join us every week on twitch.tv/CellPenGM. Please come and check out all of our previous episodes that are up on YouTube. Join us on Twitch. Join us in the Discord where we have all kinds of crazy cool discussions. Links for all of that is below. Until next time, keep rolling them dice. Bye-bye!
Bye!
All right, so...